Well, the road to the 2023 Kentucky Derby continues on Sunday at Oaklawn with the running of the 1 mile Smarty Jones, the first of 4 Derby qualifiers at the Arkansas track. Andrew Brown alongside Nick Tammaro to preview the race. And Nick, as we take a look at the final field, there's some exciting, freshly turned 3-year-old colts here. Brad Cox, Steve Asmussen and Kenny McPeak, each with 2 contenders. Do you see the speed coming from the undefeated Victory Formation on the outside, or are you looking elsewhere?
Yeah, we can offer up a cheeky little happy birthday to all the horses, including these 3-year-olds going postward in the Smarty Jones. It looks to me like Victory Formation should be the main speed. I think that would have been the case from pretty much any post position, but having that far outside draw, I think will pretty much force Flavien Prat's hand. And a little interesting, Brownie, that Flavien Prat has taken this mount coming in from Southern California to ride here. This is obviously a horse that the connections feel pretty strongly about.
Yeah, I think we definitely have to take note of that, giving up a day at Santa Anita as well. Well, speaking of the Cox trainee Victory Formation, he's 2 for 2 lifetime, including this gutsy performance last time out on Stars of Tomorrow Day at Churchill Downs. The son of Taprit set a 21-2 opening quarter. Nick had every right to probably throw in the towel when headed down the stretch, but fought back impressively. What did you make of that performance? And I guess, Nick, what can we read into the fact that Flavien takes the ride on Sunday?
I think it's all positives that Flavien's taking the ride, no doubt about it. When I watched this race live, it was early on in the card, and I wondered if we were going to see a track profile develop where horses towards the inside had a bit of an advantage. That never happened. So clearly Victory Formation just fought back. And I think when emboldened by that bid from the rivals to the outside, he really summoned up a little bit more courage to get by. He looks like an awfully talented horse. I think in terms of any measurable speed figure, he took enough of a step forward to really show his talent. And if he is able to get the lead in here and to start dictating terms to everybody else, they're going to have to be on their game.
All right, Nick, is he the one to beat? Is he your top selection?
He's not. I'm going to go with Dennington a couple of doors to the inside, who comes out of the Kentucky Jockey Club, which was a race won by Instant Coffee on the same Stars of Tomorrow program. The interesting thing about that race is that it was run at a pretty slow early clip, but it kind of turned upside down in terms of the way the race unfolded. Dennington was one of the horses looking to make up some ground in there. I really don't know how much of an opportunity he had to run a lot better than he did. And I want to give him one more try in a race that I think, even if Victory Formation gets the lead, it should be a little bit of a forced pace with the 2 Steve Asmussen runners to the inside, both having shown speed and one stretching out in distance. CJ Storm from the rail as well looks totally overmatched on paper, but he could have some speed also. And I think that could heat things up. I've also always been a believer that the mile at Oaklawn with the elongated run to the first turn often lends itself to faster paces because horses are in a straightaway for a little bit longer. So I'm going to hope that things heat up and Dennington wins the Smarty Jones. Would be Kenny McPeak's second year in a row winning the Smarty Jones.
All right, I imagine that Victory Formation is going to feature somewhere in your top 3 numbers, but who are you playing underneath?
Yeah, I would pick him second. I'd have no argument with him, and I think anybody using him in a multi-race bet is definitely doing the right thing. I would put Communication Memo third, who a Victory Formation beat in his debut. He came back to run second to Corona Bolt, who won the Sugar Bowl last week, and then Communication Memo won his first start at Oaklawn here just a couple of weeks ago, back on the 16th of December, and comes back on pretty short rest to try Stakes Company.
Yeah, well, I'm with Communication Memo, Nick. Yes, he has been beaten 7 lengths by Victory Formation, 3 starts back at Keeneland, as you mentioned, but I like the fact that he's now a winner at Oaklawn. I like that he's proven over the mile. I like that Ricardo Santana Jr. sticks, and I like the 2 weeks between runs too. I think he'll be fit and ready to run a big race. Any other runners worth noting in this particular race, Nick?
No, I think we touched on the principles. I mean, some might argue that I picked one late running McPeak. Why not 10 days later, who's 1 door to the inside? He comes in off a good 3rd place finish at Churchill. No real argument there if you wanted to include another horse who might be able to at least maybe round out the exotics or score a slight upset on the top end.
All right, Nick. Well, as always, thank you very much for your time and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Same to you and everybody out there. Good luck.
Yeah, Happy New Year to all of you watching too. May 2023 be filled with plenty of winners. Good luck.